medieval duke brutally murdered. Forensic analysis reveals gruesome details. A 750-year-old skeleton has definitively revealed the brutal assassination of Bela, Duke of Maxo, a Hungarian nobleman. Forensic analysis confirms he was stabbed over 24 times by at least 3 assailants wielding a saber and a long sword. The findings, published in Forensic Science International, Genetics, shed new light on a medieval murder mystery that has lingered for centuries. The long-lost remains and initial confusion. The skeleton was first discovered in 1915 during an archaeological dig at a 13th-century monastery on Margaret Island, near Budapest. Historical records suggested the remains belonged to Bela, grandson of King Bela IV, who was assassinated in 1272. However, the bones went missing during World War II, only to be rediscovered in a museum in 2018. Initial radiocarbon dating created confusion. The results indicated the remains predated Bela's birth. Resolving the dating anomaly, researchers addressed the dating issue by considering Bela's likely diet. Medieval nobility often consumed large quantities of seafood, which can skew radiocarbon results due to the reservoir effect. Aquatic animals accumulate ancient carbon, making their tissues, and the bones of those who consume them, appear older than they are. Adjusting for this marine diet brought the dating into alignment with Bela's known lifespan. Genetic confirmation DNA analysis further solidified the identification. Comparing the skeleton's DNA with that of Bela's known relatives, King Bela III and Ladislaus I confirmed the remains belonged to the Duke of Maxo. A gruesome reconstruction of the attack, the forensic analysis revealed a coordinated and violent assassination. Bela sustained defensive wounds on his arms and hands, suggesting he was unarmed and caught off guard. The depth of the cuts indicates he wore no armor. The attack likely began from the front, with the initial blows targeting his head and upper body. At least 2 assailants were involved, one wielding a saber and another a long sword. The sequence of injuries suggests Bela reeled from the first strikes, was hit from the side, and fell, likely striking his head. He attempted to defend himself, but was ultimately paralyzed by a stab wound to the back and finished off with further blows to the head. The forensic signature of overkill, the sheer number of injuries exceeded what was necessary to kill Bela, a phenomenon known as overkill in forensic contexts. This suggests the attack was fueled by intense hostility. Historical context. Power struggles and betrayal. Historical accounts point to Henryk Kosegi, a former friend and mentor of Bela, as the likely orchestrator of the assassination. Their relationship deteriorated after a lost battle, and Bela, as a potential claimant to the throne, was perceived as a threat by rival noble factions. The murder appears to have been both politically motivated and deeply personal. Expert validation. Forensic scientist Alina Graham, unaffiliated with the study, confirmed the identification and the validity of the findings, even acknowledging the initial radiocarbon dating discrepancy. The brutal nature of the injuries aligns with historical accounts of the Duke's demise. The forensic reconstruction of Bela's assassination offers a chilling glimpse into the violent power struggles of medieval Hungary, underscoring the ruthlessness with which political rivals were eliminated.